Support for Radio Friends comes from OsteoStrong. Improvements in bone density, strength, and power can be achieved by weekly 5-minute no-sweat sessions on their 4-Spectrum machines. These isometric robotic machines safely emulate high-impact loading on different parts of the skeletal system, which stimulates activity in bone-building cells. Balance and agility can be improved by 2-minute sessions on vibration plates. Every session is supervised by a trained coach. Learn more on Facebook or call to set up a complimentary wellness assessment and session. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Thursday, November the 3rd. My friend Marilyn McLeod is with us from the League of Women Voters. We've got an election coming up here real soon. You want to talk about that?
That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Yes, election is next Tuesday. And we hope everyone, the last time I was here, we talked about registering to vote.
Right.
So we hope everyone is ready to go and is doing their proper research on what candidates to vote for. And there are several ballot issues as well. So we always want voters to know what they're voting on.
Right.
And in fact, the League in Boone County has a voter's guide on our website, which has information about the Boone County candidates, but also has information about the ballot issues. So if anyone wants to read up on those, we'll be happy to.
So there are 4 different ballot issues, right?
There's 5.
5?
5.
Okay. You will cover all of them on the League of Women Voters website?
Yes.
You're talking about what they mean and how they will affect us.
The language on the actual ballot is rather short, so this just gives a little bit more information, some background, and pros and cons.
I got to tell you, I got the sample ballot a couple of days ago in the mail, and I was reading the different constitutional amendments, and I was a bit confused. I almost felt somewhat ignorant in trying to understand it. Are you dealing with the meaning of each one of those constitutional amendments on the website? And if not, where can people go to get more information?
Well, what we have is a little background about each of them and a little bit more information about if you vote yes on this ballot issue, this is what it means. If you vote no, and then some pros and cons. And so that gives a little more information to the general public. So we hope that anyone in the state could use that because it's the ballot issues.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the IDs required because there was a change in the law, and most people probably have heard about this. People need very particular photo IDs now. Mm-hmm. In the past, we've been able to use different kinds of IDs, like student IDs and such. But this time, you must have a Missouri driver's license, a Missouri non-driver's license, U.S. passport, or U.S. government photo ID, and they cannot be expired.
Okay, so you're telling me that students now cannot vote with a student ID any longer?
That's correct.
So if a student tries to go in and vote, does not have a driver's license with them, they're going to be turned away.
They would need a Missouri driver's license, but on election day, they will be able to do what's called a provisional ballot.
Provisional ballot, right.
Right. And they will match a few days after the election, they will begin to
unseal the
unseal them. Thank you.
Right. I knew the provisional ballots did not get counted until after the election was over, but they are still counted, and they could conceivably change the outcome of the election.
Exactly.
But the bottom line is, if you're a student and you're listening to us and you want to vote and you don't have a driver's license, you're not going to be able to vote with the student ID. You need to get a Missouri identification, driver's license or Missouri identification.
Right. Yeah, and actually to get that Missouri ID, they would have to, if they're from another state, have a driver's license from another state, they'd have to surrender that driver's license to get a Missouri driver's license.
So they can't even vote with a out-of-state driver's license for identification.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the big changes.
Okay. All right. If you want more information, you can go to the League of Women Voters website. We appreciate you coming by, Marilyn.
Sure.
Okay? Keep us posted.
Right. Thank you. Remember to vote.
Okay, now I want to introduce you to a couple of charming ladies. They've written books together. Kathryn Fishman-Weaver. I think this is the third time you've been on with us, Kathryn. And Stephanie Walters. Pleasure to have you both here.
Thank you for having us.
And you're holding up those books like Vanna White.
Yes.
It's called The Connected Classroom. Tell me about it.
So we're so excited for this book, recently released. It tells the story of nearly 30 educators all around the world caring for kids at elementary, middle, and high school.
Yeah. Well, we'll go into more detail about that.
So we have been in education for decades now, we can say.
Yeah.
And we both started out as public school teachers and have had a variety of experiences, K through 12 and up into the college realm. And our most recent venture is in online education, and we both had a lot of trepidation about that. Like, what is it like to teach online?
Yeah, online instead of being there with
the kids.
The kids in person.
Yes. And how do you build connections? Because for us, relationship is the foundation of everything you do in a classroom.
Right.
And as we worked at Mizzou Academy over the past 6 years together, and I've been there a little longer, that was our intention, like building connection.
So how do you build connections with students online?
The same way that you do in the classroom. So it all starts with relationships.
But you can't reach out and touch them. It's different. Or you're not looking at them right in the eye.
Right.
Yes, that's true. But we are using vehicles of communication that youth are well familiar with, right? So we can use text and chat and feedback, comments. We can still project caring. We can still build connections. We have one teacher who Zooms in with partner classrooms every other day. So he's still there face to face. We've had kids dance for us on the camera and hold up things. I have one student who sends us Instagram messages before she turns in every big assignment. So you can still find that connection. We're just using new tools for it.
Are you working with students just in this country or all over the world?
All over the world.
Now that has to be exciting.
It's so exciting.
And you're working with students in one part of the world, and then you've got students in that same classroom from another part of the world. So it's like opening up different cultures to each student.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what we love about it. So, and I have to admit, when we first went into online education, I wasn't sure I was going to like it because I love being in a classroom.
Yeah.
But now in 2022, especially with post-pandemic, online is not just a backup plan anymore. It's really becoming a valid choice among many choices for students. So we have students that function much better in the online blended environment than they could in a classroom. So it's really just another great option in many options.
We're out of time here, but Connected Classrooms, can you buy the book?
Yes.
Yes,
Where?
available everywhere books are sold, and we love independent bookshops.
Okay, so it's called Connected Classrooms, available everywhere that books are sold, even online at Amazon?
Correct.
All right. Thank you, ladies.
Thank
you
you.
need to come back and we talk a little bit more in depth about this.
That sounds great.
PepperPMissouri.edu. Drop me an email. Bye-bye.